I think it's pretty clear that the Lakers, no matter what happens at the end of the season, no matter how far they get, unless, I guess, they win the title, which is not the most likely outcome.
How about that defense?
I just don't see him in their plans past this summer. They didn't offer him an extension. They're going to have to give more money to Austin Reeves. They're going to have to beef up the defense. So I just don't think they want to sign a 41-year-old for another year or two.
For the first time in LeBron James's career, the conversation isn't about how dominant he still is. It's about whether the league, the fans, and even his own team are finally ready to move on. The energy around him feels different this season. It's not the usual, how long can he keep this up? Talk anymore. It's starting to sound more like, is this the beginning of the end? When Rachel Nichols started breaking down LeBron's all-star situation and his uncertain future with the Lakers, everything suddenly clicked. This isn't just noise anymore, it's a warning sign. Something's shifting, and fast.
All-star voting, fan vote, first coming out. They're the usual suspects at the top, Luka Doncic, Giannis, but notably, one LeBron James was down at the bottom of the top 10. I think he was 8th in Western Conference,
7th or 8th,
in that range, which leads to the broader question of will LeBron make the All-Star team? I've been pretty adamant for the last week that he wasn't going to make it.
You've been ahead on this.
I anticipate the All-Star voting to be better for him, but I thought the player vote, or the player vote and the media vote would not be good for it.
So here's the question people are afraid to ask out loud. Are we actually watching LeBron's decline in real time? Or have fans already decided they're done waiting for his next chapter? Tell us what you think in the comments below.
Because we were talking about it last week, and I think the fans generally are voting in the right direction. If you look at who's the top of those lists, they get 50% of the vote, the media gets 25% of the vote, the players get 25% of the vote, but the fan vote's a good indicator, right, on where things are going. I think you've been right when you say the coaches are less likely to put him on the reserves. Just the coaches tend to really reward like insider basketball picks more than they do names. I do think, though, whether it's the coaches or eventually Adam Silver, and we'll get to that in a minute, I think, and the players too, there's an appreciation of LeBron that sometimes the media and fans are so quick to jump into analysis of him and how he's playing. I think there's a lot of players in the league who still, really think, man, what that guy is doing is incredible.
When the first All-Star fan voting results dropped, everyone thought they already knew what to expect. The usual names lighting up the top spots: Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic. Business as usual, right? Wrong. What really shook the internet was where LeBron landed this time. Instead of sitting comfortably near the top like he's done for over 2 decades, he was hovering around the bottom of the top 10 in the West. That's when people started whispering the unthinkable. Is LeBron James even an all-star starter anymore?
And then the real thing that could shift it is this new format, which is USA versus the world. And the idea is to have 8 players from the world and 16 players from the USA. However, they're not voting that way. The voting is still Eastern Conference, Western Conference. And the reason for that is, as I always say, team ownership in the East wants an all-star on their team that they can sell tickets for on the back end of the season. So there will always be East-West voting, no matter what format we have. But once you have those East-West pool in and you stick them back all together into one pool, if there aren't 8 international players, or if there aren't quite 16 American players, Adam Silver is the one who appoints the final American players.
Rachel Nichols wasn't just hinting at it. She'd already said for over a week that she didn't believe LeBron would be voted in as a starter this year. And she pushed it even further, questioning if he'd even make the team at all through the normal voting process. Her logic was brutal but hard to deny. Fan votes make up 50% of the equation, media votes another 25%, and player votes the final 25%. If LeBron finishes 7th, 8th, or 9th among fans, that alone almost kills his chances of starting. And when coaches cast their votes, they reward impact right now, not legacy points.
If Adam Silver appointed LeBron, he's played in 21, he hasn't played in 21. He's been appointed to 21, voted into 21 All-Star games. He didn't play last year, and he started in 20 of them, or voted as a starter in 20 of them. And I don't know, one of the reasons I thought this was a big deal when you brought it up last week is, does he use that weekend to announce that he's wrapping up after this season?
That would be interesting. And you You've been on that for at least a week now, probably longer.
What hit people hardest was that Rachel didn't sound shocked, not even a little. She broke it down clearly. LeBron's missed a big chunk of the season. Call it rest, load management, or injury. The bottom line is he hasn't been consistently on the court. He hasn't built rhythm or momentum, and that matters to fans who pay attention. Sure, they still respect his legacy, but respect doesn't equal automatic votes anymore.
My question with that is, like, if LeBron doesn't make it through traditional methods,
Sure.
would he want that appointment? Remember, he didn't play in the game last year, chalked it up to injuries, what have you. Do you think that he would want a last-minute appointment by the commissioner, or would someone like him say, I don't need it?
I want to go to
I'd
Cabo, which is
I'd
what
rather
I
go
believe
be
what
on a
he did
banana
last
boat
year.
somewhere and do my thing.
Right.
What do you think? You've covered him a long time. Do you think he would want that appointment?
I think it really depends on where his head is at in terms of how much longer he's going to play. I think it's pretty clear that the Lakers, no matter what happens at the end of the season, no matter how far they get, unless I guess they win the title, which is not the most likely outcome.
How about that defense?
I just don't see him in their plans for past this summer. They didn't offer him an extension. They're going to have to give more money to Austin Reeves. They're going to have to beef up the defense. So I just don't think they want to sign a 41-year-old for another year or two.
Fans aren't just giving him a free pass because of who he is. They're judging what they actually see on the floor. And let's be real, what they're seeing looks different. Offensively, he can still drop numbers that look amazing on paper. But defensively, it's not the same. He's picking his spots, saving his energy, and it's obvious. The effort isn't constant, and fans notice that too. When you mix missed games, fading defense, and a Lakers squad struggling on both ends, it paints a picture nobody wanted to see. The King might finally be showing his age. The patience is running out. Fans aren't treating LeBron like a myth anymore. They're judging him like any other star who has to prove himself night after night. The aura of untouchable legend is fading, and Rachel Nichols didn't hold back when she pivoted the conversation from all-star voting to something way bigger, LeBron's future with the Lakers. And that's when things got real uncomfortable. According to Rachel, unless the Lakers somehow pull off a miracle championship run, she doesn't see LeBron in their long-term plans after this season. That silence from the Lakers front office, it's loud. No contract extension, no guarantee, no clear commitment, just a team moving quietly, like they already know what's coming. The Lakers need to pay Austin Reeves, rebuild their defense, and stay flexible for the future. And let's be honest, pouring major money into a 41-year-old, even if his name is LeBron James, doesn't exactly scream smart business for where this franchise is headed. That's the truth fans hate to hear. The Lakers are preparing for life after LeBron. This isn't about disrespect. It's about direction. The franchise has to think about sustainability, about how to build something that lasts when the LeBron era finally closes. When you really look at their roster and cap situation, LeBron just doesn't fit the long-term picture anymore. And that's why the All-Star voting matters way more than people think. It's not just about one flashy weekend. It's a snapshot of how fans view your relevance right now. LeBron slipping down to 9th in fan voting? That's a message loud and clear. The audience isn't centering their attention on him anymore. They're giving him his flowers from afar, but their focus has shifted to the next wave. Players like Luka, Shea, and Ant are capturing that spotlight. Rachel also pointed out something most people forget. Last season, LeBron got voted in as an All-Star, only to back out at the last minute. That move cost another player their chance, someone who earned it and actually wanted to play. Coaches and players don't forget that kind of thing. When it's time to vote again, memories like that stick around. They affect how people see you, even subconsciously. Still, Rachel acknowledged one important thing. LeBron is still deeply respected across the league. Players know how insane it is to stay this good at his age. Most of them grew up watching him dominate, mimicking his moves, his drive, his attitude. To them, he is the face of their era. That kind of respect doesn't just vanish overnight. It might still help him sneak in as an all-star reserve, but let's be real. The damage to his automatic starter status is already done. That part of his image, gone. Then there's the wild card nobody's talking about. Adam Silver. With the new USA versus World All-Star format, the commissioner now has the authority to hand-pick players if the rosters need balance. That means LeBron could still end up in the game, not through votes, but by appointment. Imagine that. But here's the twist. Would LeBron even want that? Would the man who built his career on dominance and earned greatness really want to be seen as a commissioner's pick? Or would he rather skip the whole thing, avoid the awkward optics, and protect his legacy? That's where things get interesting. Rachel floated a theory. Maybe it depends on whether LeBron's already accepted that this season might be his last dance. If this is the final run, then an honorary all-star send-off makes sense, just like Jordan did. Legends before him have taken that victory lap, letting the league celebrate them one last time. But if LeBron's still holding out hope, still refusing to face that moment, then everything becomes way more complicated. What makes this moment sting so much is simple. LeBron James has never been unwanted. From the time he was a kid, every coach, every team, every city built around him like he was basketball royalty. But now, for the first time ever, a franchise might be ready to look him in the eye and say, "We're moving in another direction." That's a level of rejection LeBron's never had to face before. And when your entire identity has been built on being the center of the basketball universe, processing that kind of shift hits deep. Sure, there are still teams out there who'd love to have LeBron. The Clippers, the Warriors, even Cleveland would pick up the phone in a heartbeat. From a business perspective, LeBron's still gold. He fills arenas, sells jerseys, drives headlines, and boosts TV ratings everywhere he goes. But on the basketball side, it's messy. Trying to fit a 41-year-old superstar into a serious contender without destroying their flexibility or rhythm isn't easy at all. And let's not forget, moving his entire family after everything he's built in Los Angeles, that's not a small move. That's a life-altering decision. When you add all that up, the all-star voting starts to feel like more than numbers. It's a smoke signal from the public. Fans aren't mad. They're not booing or bashing him. They're just quietly moving on. And that quiet is loud. Being ninth in the voting isn't disrespect. It's reality. The energy around LeBron has shifted, and he knows it. LeBron has always been a master of narrative control. He knows how to flip the script when things start slipping. So imagine this. If he chose All-Star Weekend to announce his retirement, the story changes instantly. Instead of fans being done with him, it becomes a farewell tour, a celebration, a coronation for everything he's done for the game. But if he keeps playing the waiting game, teasing and testing the public's patience, the fans and the league will keep responding just like they did this year. Polite applause, but no blind loyalty anymore. And let's be clear, Rachel Nichols didn't say LeBron's washed up or done. She never said he couldn't hoop anymore. What she did say hits way harder. She said the Lakers don't see him in their future. And once that happens, everything changes. The tone of the media, the priorities of the league, the way fans vote, it all shifts. LeBron James is one of the greatest players this game has ever seen. No question. But even greatness can't freeze time. It can't stop new stars from shining or prevent the game from evolving beyond you. The All-Star votes showed that truth, the Lakers' silence confirmed it, and Rachel Nichols saying it out loud just made it official. The league is finally moving forward, with or without him. This might not just be LeBron's last season in Los Angeles, it might be the exact moment the NBA officially turns the page. Whether he's ready to accept it or not, the league is already moving forward. And that's what makes this so wild to watch. It's not just about a decline in stats, missed games, or sliding down the All-Star list. It's about something deeper, something quieter. It's the silence. No league-wide outrage, no trending hashtags demanding respect, no "how dare you disrespect LeBron" energy like there used to be. The NBA didn't freeze when his name slipped in the rankings. It just kept rolling. The conversation didn't pause. The world didn't stop spinning for him this time. And for a player who once controlled the entire gravitational pull of the league, that quiet shift says everything. It's the kind of silence that screams louder than any viral debate or headline ever could. What's happening now is brand new territory for LeBron. He's facing something he's never truly had to deal with before. Irrelevance to the future, not irrelevance to history. He's already cemented there. But to what comes next, the league is evolving without asking for his approval. Teams aren't sitting around asking, "How do we build around LeBron?" anymore. They're asking, "How do we build after him?" That's a brutal switch for any superstar, especially one who's been the heartbeat, the engine, and the system everywhere he's gone. For the first time ever, LeBron James isn't the answer. He's the question mark, and that realization might be the toughest part of his entire career. If you made it this far, drop a comment with your thoughts. Do you think this is truly the end of the LeBron era? Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you on the next one.